Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Nearly Christmas. I hope you're all ready. I'm not. I want to start today by introducing the story of a butterfly. Now, you might know this, and it's about an old guy sitting in the park, and he's having his lunch, and down beside him on the floor is a carcass with which is to be a caterpillar, and it starts to move and struggle, and now it starts popping the butterfly. And it's like pushing and pushing, and it's breaking it out, and it's taken a long time. And the guy's looking at this little carcass being broken open and a little bit of a wing coming out here and all the rest of it, and decides that it's like he can't stand it any longer. He's going to reach down and help break it open so the butterfly can get out sooner and not have to struggle so much. So it's exactly what he does. He reaches down, pricks it out, breaks it open, sets the butterfly free. Butterfly's like, woohoo, happy days. Off it goes. Only an hour later, it's laying on the floor, and it died. It died because it needed the struggle to gain the strength. It needed the struggle to get out of that carcass, to give it what it needed and get strength in its wings in order to fly. And I think life is like that. Just like we need our struggles to get stronger, we need life lessons to learn more about ourselves, to stop people enabling us to stay stuck by making things easy for us. We need to know who we really are through struggles and what capabilities we have, so we can face every fear and every challenge and defeat all that as perceived weaknesses that we may have, because they are only perceived weaknesses. They're only perceived struggles and fears too. And it's through defeating all of those that we become stronger and grow our confidence, knowing that anything and everything is possible. And if you follow me for a while, you'll know that I truly believe that life happens for us, not to us. And I can declare that with absolute confidence from 60 years of personal experiences of struggling and having life happening for me and learning about that. So the quote I want to share with you today is that life is about choice, and every choice we make makes us. And I've said that before, and it's a great quote. I didn't make that up. But why I love that quote is because you can stay as you are and get what you've always gotten, or you can try something new and get something different. And I love to look at life challenges with a big smile on my face and go, woohoo, here it comes. Even if I don't really believe that, even if I don't feel that, I tell myself, it must be time for another upgrade for me. Just like upgrading my phone, computer, my clothes, even my hair and my furniture. Our mental and emotional health needs constant upgrading too. Now, the process might be horrible, and I sometimes have not enjoyed the lesson I've been getting, but so long as I focus on it being a lesson, I'm going to look for what it's trying to teach me. And I do love the upgrade that I get afterwards. I do love how I feel about myself, the new skills and the new capabilities that I've acquired. And life is all about continual growth. So think about how much life changes. Life for me over the last 60 years is a lot different now. Just considering something like technology, right? I learned to type on a manual typewriter and was trained on a telex machine, which was very fancy back then, right? And life is just constantly moving fast, and technology is making things move even faster. And I could go on all day about those kind of changes, but the point is, change never stops happening. And as the world changes, you have to change and grow too. And because if you don't, you get left behind. I mean, how many people do you know, and I know loads of old people, that refuse change? They don't want to learn about technology. They hate it, right? They don't want to learn about anything like that. They want things to stay as the same because they feel comfortable there. But then what happens? They get left behind, and then they get left feeling frustrated, even hopeless. And that's not a good place for them either. So you have to move, you have to learn, and you have to grow. And the best way we grow is through experience, right? Actually, something I just thought about is that life is a struggle, whichever way you look at it, really, isn't it? You can struggle trying to avoid the struggle, avoiding the challenge that you're facing, or you can struggle to get through that challenge. Either way, you have a struggle on your hands. So before I go any further, then I should say welcome to MindFit Mornings, and I'm Pamela Hartnoll, and every Tuesday I'm here at 6:30 sharing my wisdom and the tools and concepts that I've learned over my 60 young years of life, so you can be fast-tracked and start living your life by design rather than just existing by default, that default given to you by your conditions that you grew up with and your programming from your family. And if you've just joined me, this month's theme has been about resetting for 2023. And today's topic is about reset and go towards a future with a clear strategy and a vision. But before you can do that, actually, before you can go to work on constructing any kind of strategy or creating a clear vision, the number one thing you need to do is stop thinking that life is out to get you, that life is so frustrating, that life is this, that life is that, because crappy stuff keeps happening to you. Maybe something keeps happening to you because you didn't get the lesson the first time. You're not getting it. By the way, that Groundhog Day feeling, that oh my God, why does this always keep happening to me? That feeling stops the minute you face the fear, whatever it is you're running away from. The minute you're brave enough to use what's happening around you as an opportunity to learn about yourself, instead of crying, poor me, why does this always keep happening? And if that upsets you and hurts you, great, then I just touched the nerve, right? Because we can drop into poor me mode. I find myself there sometimes too. I'm not saying I'm above all that, but if we stay there, how do we grow from that? We don't grow from poor me. Okay, we give our power to everybody else. But when you see life as an opportunity, you can stop being afraid of what's happening around you. Stop complaining about what's going on around you and step back and look at it. Stop reacting like you have no control over it and go, okay, if this is happening for me, like she says, what do I need this headache or this heartache for, right? Don't you think that's a much better way and gives you a lot more headspace so you can regain control of your world? Firstly, by taking responsibility for your life. Yeah, how about that? How about taking responsibility for your life? Stop waiting for someone else to come along and make it happen for you. Go out and do something. Start making your life happen for you the way that you want it. And yeah, there will be challenges, there will be struggles, and it will be hard, and it will be scary, and all the rest of it. But if you can face your fears and your challenges head on, even if you are afraid, face those fears anyway. Stop running away or avoiding them or misinterpreting them. This is what I say to my clients, because I say, I don't know anywhere where it says that you can't do or you don't have to do something because you're afraid, right? So being at that point in your life then, that life is happening for you, is brilliant. Because now you have a fantastic opportunity to work on breaking down through the superficial fears, because they are superficial, right? If they were a real fear, everybody would be afraid, but they're not. It's your personal fear. And that came from whoever you grew up around and whatever they showed you and whatever they told you, okay? So when you have that knowledge, you can make different and better choices for yourself in similar situations next time. So you've got nothing to fear, really, right? This is when you can become the real master of your destiny rather than a servant of chance. Now, I don't know whether I made that up or I read that somewhere, but it's like, it came to my head as I was thinking about it when I was making my notes yesterday. So a master of your destiny rather than a servant of chance. I kind of like that, right? And it's an absolute must if you want to experience any kind of success in your life, right? You must be the master of your reality, which means, as I already said, taking responsibility, not just for yourself, but also for the choices that you make and the impact that they have on everything and everyone around you. And it's only with reflection and self-awareness of what you're doing and saying, how that's impacting everything and everyone around you, and becoming more mindful of actions, that you'll get a better understanding of how they've already shaped your life, how those choices have already shaped who you are and shaped what you've achieved in your life. Right? And this is why, for me, it's really important to continue doing the work of personal development. So to master your reality, then you need to stop subscribing to these old stories and behaviors, okay? Because they're not helping you. How are they limiting you? Realize that they may have helped you in the past, right? They may have had a reason, and they would have had a reason, and it might have served you then, but they're no longer relevant now, because life is different now than it was, as I say, years and years ago, when you actually first put that behavior or well, let's just call it that behavior in place, right? When you put that in place, it was probably necessary, but it's not relevant now, and it's only going to keep you stuck where you don't belong. And that's like your phone, right? You need an immediate upgrade, right? You can't use your phone. You can try using your phone that you had 40 years ago. It probably wouldn't work anywhere near as the ones that you get right now. So you have to grow. Everything changes, not just you. Everything changes. And I know that's easier said than done, and change is scary. But like I said earlier, where does it say, okay, I'm afraid, so I'm not going to do anything now, right? Stop hiding. Do you want to live the rest of your life in fear, being afraid? And I want to ask you, being afraid of what, right? Being afraid of what? The number one thing that keeps people stuck is fear. So why? Why be afraid? Because fear can be such a big obstacle preventing your growth and limiting everything you have, limiting your success, and it prevents you from taking advantage of life's amazing opportunities, because there's thousands of opportunities that happen to you every single day. You don't have to let fear stop you. And I'll share why. Like, whenever I think of fear, I'm reminded of two different perspectives on it. And I love these. Right? And they go like this. Fear, you can look at it as fear everything and run, which a lot of people do. Or you can face everything and rise. And I love that, because I know that no matter how scared I am, when I push through that, I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be more confident in myself. And I'm going to have a whole new set of skills. Right? So there isn't anything to be afraid of. Most of the thing is the fear in your head and what your story you've got are telling you. To say that again, face everything. So face everything and rise, or fear everything and run away. Which one are you going to do? All right. Think about which perspective you've already been prescribing to. And then to think about, take a moment to think about what you truly want for yourself. Right? What would make life more meaningful or exciting for you? Because fear is only temporary. But growth and success are right there, and they're within your reach if you push through it, like I said. And I know that regardless of what fear has previously stopped you from achieving, if you decide to let go of that assumed fear, right? Remember, it's not a real fear, it's just a fear that you've made up because your friend might not be afraid of it. Okay, you have the power to do great things when you let go of that fear. Just think, well, I'm afraid. Okay, I'm going to do it anyway. All right. So let me ask you, what do you need to do today so you can reset? Right? What do you need to stop running away from? What do you need to do today so you can unlock your growth potential? So you can create a clear vision for yourself and your future and make room for more success in your life. I did a video yesterday which I said, if you're being a people pleaser and you're not having your life, then what happens when you die? What do you think is going to happen when you die? You don't get a medal. No one's going to pat you on the back and go, he gave up on all his dreams. He was too scared. He gave up on all his dreams because he was making me help me get my dreams. No one cares, right? They're just going to go, oh God, no, I don't have that person helping me anymore. I've got to find someone else. All right. So what do you need to do to take a bold move and make your growth journey happen the way that you want, with no more obstacles or fear standing in your way? Because if you don't see it as an obstacle or fear anymore, you see it as a challenge that's going to give you a new set of skills and have a new set of confidence and belief in yourself. If you don't feel like you're good enough, well, go out and prove that you can be. Simple as that. Right? If you think you're too scared, then do something that you're afraid of. Start small. When will it become time for you now to take control and create the life of growth and success that you say you really want? And I know that you really do deserve. We all deserve to have amazing lives. Because I'm going to answer that question for you, actually. The time's now. Right now is the time to reset and rise above your fears. Face everything and rise. Remind yourself that fear, as that other quote says, is false evidence appearing real. And all it's doing is holding you back. Right? You'll have heard that before, I'm sure. But I want you to think about how true it is. If that thing that you were afraid of were a real fear, as I said, everyone would feel the same way. They would all be afraid, but they're not. So what does that actually tell you? So I would like you to think about some points I've taken from my 6 weeks Reset Your Life program. And I've got about 7 of these. And the first one is that life is about choice, and every choice you makes you, as I said earlier, and what you choose defines you. So how can you reset the choices that you're making right now? How can you choose something different, something that's more empowering for you, something that's going to move you in the direction you want to go rather than staying on the spot back there? Think about that. How can you reset the choices and the decisions that you're making? And the second one then is, how much have you grown in the last 5 years? Ask yourself that question. How much have I grown in the last 5 years? And in which area of your life has that growth impacted you the most? And why is that a good thing, and why is it not a good thing? Right? And then who and where would you be without that growth? Unpack everything. Stop just going through life on autopilot. Every day doing the same thing, saying the same thing, wearing the same thing, eating the same thing, driving the same way to everywhere. Start looking at your life and unpacking. How have I grown? And what area has it impacted me the most, and how has that helped me? Because my third point is that personal growth helps you develop a better understanding of yourself, but only if you take the time to look at what part of you has grown, what part of you hasn't grown, and if you haven't grown, why is it keeping you there? Right? This is all about you, understanding what makes you tick. So what part of your new understanding is going to help you reset your life? Right? That's why my program, my 6-week personal development program, is called Reset Your Life. Right? And it gives you more clarity for your future. So what part of your understanding, when you start looking at where you are and why you're there and what's keeping you there, what part of that is going to help you reset and give you more clarity? And then I want you to ask yourself, how will it do that? How will it give you more clarity for your future? And why is that a good thing? So then the fourth point I want to ask you is, when you remember that the goal of personal growth is to help you reach your full potential, how will you now create a future vision for yourself? Or are you going to just stay there and remain the same, right? If you haven't changed, do you really want to live the same day over and over and over and call it a life? Think about that, all right? What will your future look like if you do change? And some of the things I'm giving you now are directly from my 6-week program. And this is one of them, especially. How will you now create a future vision for yourself? And what will that future look like if you do change? From my perspective, you may well become the person you say you really want to be. So I want you to write down, if that's what's going to happen, who is that? And why is that important to you? It's important to understand why something's important to you. But then, obviously, we've got to look at the other side. What will it look like? This is number 5. What will it look like if you don't change? What will your future look like if you don't change? And you do the same day over and over and over and over. Right? From my perspective, again, you may well become the person you say you don't want to be. Simple as that, really. And if you do, who is that? And the point here I want to ask you is, why is that a problem for you? Okay. So my 6th point then is, progress comes from clarity, focus, and a defined plan of action. So unpacking why you are where you are right now and how you've managed to stay there so long. You know, that's diligence right there. Right? Do you have a clear vision of what your future self looks like? I do. And I'm just about to make a big change for the new year. So what are they doing? And who are they? If you've got a future vision of yourself, what's he or she doing? Where are they? What are they up to? And then the last point I want to make for this is to test yourself. Do the unthinkable so you can become unshakable. To obtain that future vision of yourself, you may need to stop doing something and start doing something else. What would that be? And again, all of those things are in my, or not all of those things, some of those things are in my Reset Your Life program, which is a fantastic program to help you get from where you are right now to where you want to be and unpack what's in the middle, chuck it out, destroy it, and reset the way that you want. So the final thing that I'd like to share with you then is that every challenge you push through makes you better equipped and better prepared for the next challenge that comes along. And every time you meet adversity head on, you reset your expectations of yourself. You grow, you get new skill sets, you get new capabilities, and you learn a little bit more about yourself. And you can start living your life the way that you really dream of, rather than living in fear. You know, there's a saying, isn't there, that is your life reflecting your hopes or your fears? You know, I want you to create a future so that it's one that you want, and it's one that you want to live, and you love getting up every day and you're looking forward to, what can I do today towards my new goal, my new dream, my life, right? Rather than living one that's full of stress and worry. Right? This is your life, your vision, and I want you to do it your way. So to wrap up then, I'm just going to repeat. Fear is false evidence appearing real for sure, but fear is fear everything and run, or face everything and rise. It's a choice, and I would love for you to make a choice that's right for you, regardless of who else you think you need to impress. Keep happy, because when you're on your deathbed and you've kept someone else happy for all of those years, you're going to be really unhappy. Okay, even though you're dying, you're going to be unhappy anyway. But the point is, you're going to be regretful of, like, wow, I wished I'd done something for myself. I wish I'd been more courageous and done something that I wanted to do. So that's why I'm always saying to constantly work on your personal growth and your mindset to get MindFit so you can go after what you really want in life. Make your dreams happen, not working towards other people's dreams and making theirs happen. And stop enabling people to stay stuck. I've got to take notice of that too. I do it all the time. And it's difficult, I understand that, but that's another story. Next year, we're going to be back with a whole new series, and I'm planning on doing one on living life without limits. So I'm excited to share that. I'll also be updating. I'll be launching in the new year my updated version of my 6-week Reset Your Life program. And obviously, you can still reach out now for personal sessions. So thank you for being here. I would love you to share if you found this useful and it might help someone. And yes, we can take comments, and you can connect with me on the link below this video. And my greatest wishes for you always is to be MindFit, so you can live your best life and live it with passion, reset, be authentic, and be you. And I believe we have some comments, and we can take those now. Team, thank you for putting that message up. Oh, we're playing the outro, and then we're doing the comments. Okay. Here we are. Good morning, Mark Sullivan. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Love that smiley face. And August, good morning from Russian cold Melbourne. Yeah, I got no interest in going to Melbourne, apparently. August says, without a doubt, choices we make define who we become, Pamela. They certainly do. It's so true. And also, as they say, nothing good comes easy. You know, I truly believe that, because it's in that challenge, it's in the struggle that we define who we are and what we're capable of. High Tech Mother says, struggle has made me who I am, and I don't regret it. No, me neither. I wouldn't change a thing, to be honest. August says, who are you calling old? I'm 16. Me too, in my lunch break. Good morning, Mark Sullivan. 60 years young, you mean? This is right. Hi, Tech Mother, waking up for you at 2 a.m. and before the year ends. I know, I can't believe it's almost Christmas. I haven't done any shopping yet. It's a commercialized thing anyway. Parker, good morning. Celebrating your 2022 finale. Fear nothing, because you are powerful, Pamela. Everyone is, Parker, 100%. Everyone is. They just got to tap into it. That's it. Thanks very much, and I will see you. Have a fantastic Christmas. I'll see you all next year.